Hello everyone. Hundreds of people get their electricity cut off every day in Poland. And we all know someone who had recently gone for a long vacation and got its internet or telecom services switched off. But still happens to the vast majority of us. So let's ask a question and open our eyes on one crucial statistics. Why it happens. 46% of Poles admit not paying their bills on time. And surprisingly, number one reason for that is that they simply forget about it. It's quite problematic, as there are many stressful consequences involved, like cash penalties or having your credit score deteriorated. Not mentioning it's a time-consuming, dual, and repetitive duty.
Yeah, now please imagine a perfect world when you can pay all your bills with a single click. You can pay them automatically or you can schedule them as you wish. And you have guarantee that they are always paid on time.
And yes, attempts were made to create such a solution. And you can do a direct debit or standing order today. However, they are rarely used. And I tell you what, these are only kind of a half solutions, as they are very hard to set up and don't cover all of the cases.
That's why we created BillTech, a simple app that lets you log in within 30 seconds, thanks to our automatic data recognition system, gather all your bills in one place. Then, depending on what kind of person you are, you can either fully automate the payments or keep full control and pay with a single click. Let's see how it looks from the user's perspective. First, you'll log in with one of those services. Then you can import your payments from your Gmail account, you can add a manual payment, or you can just forward your bills to the dedicated inbox that we create for you. Then we recognize the payments and we show you them in a clear and understandable way. Using this orange button, you can simply click and pay the bill with a card that is already saved into your account. But what about paper invoices, you may ask?
Yes, so they still exist actually. And the European Commission set itself a very ambitious target to make all this digital by 2020. And we already can notice that rapid adoption of the regulatory and technological shift. Numbers are already very high in Poland. 64% of bills are already electronic bills. And if you take into account the number of electronic invoices received via email in the form of a PDF document, we know that there is plus 7 million of households ready to use BillTech solution today. But you might probably think that this service is just another bill for your bills, right?
No, the good information for you is that we won't charge users for using this platform. We plan to monetize on billers, banks, financial institutions, and commercial users of our software.
Yeah. Building a B2B2C platform requires you to scale fast and at the same time iterate over your product rapidly. Therefore, we decided to combine practical knowledge from the leading private equity and venture capital funds with a sophisticated skills from the software houses and corporates. We've been recently recognized by top institutions in Poland and raised first funding of 200,000 Polish zloty.
Yeah, we are BillTech. We aggregate and automate bill payments. We are already live and we welcome you to check it out on billtech.pl. And thank you very much for your attention, and we are now more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Okay, so maybe first question, as you're approaching B2C market, what is your sales and marketing strategy?
So if I can start with this, in terms of our revenue streams, we will have B2C and B2B revenue streams. But you ask about B2C. Yeah. Our strategy for going there is in two ways. First is, of course, like traditional channels, but we think that the great leverage will be approaching through the billers that have already the billers, and it's in their interest to have their receivables collected faster and easier. So we think that this is a great channel for acquiring these customers. Yeah.
So fast second question, as we heard today, we have the most innovative banks in Europe, here in Poland. So how would you protect from attack of banking sector creating the same service as yours?
So actually the thing is, like, we've been recently talking to a few banks, and they're more into adapting new solutions as the PSD2 is coming into play. So they're more focusing on actually having the money and then adding new services and matching them to their own web and mobile apps. And actually, we are a good fit to the bank because thanks to putting our product as a feature into web or mobile banking app, first of all, increases the probability that the user will actually transfer the salary to this particular account of the bank, so that he will be able to pay the bills. And for bank, this is very important thing. Secondly, putting this product as a feature actually increases the client stickiness. And when it comes to Poles, we are one of the most unloyal client bases when it comes to changing the primary banks.
Yeah. If I can build on that, is that you ask how can defend, and what we think is that the integration with so many operators is very difficult and then taking a lot of time. And if every bank would have to integrate with all of these billers and the companies, it would be impossible to do that. They should actually use some kind of company that will integrate this and make the flow much easier and smooth.
Do you have any plans for internationalization?
So actually, we definitely want to start with Poland, since we know
You already started, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, like, when it comes to looking at new markets, we have to look at case by case, because markets are very different. For example, in France, we got mandatory direct debits on utilities. That's the regulators. In Germany, for example, we got many direct debit transactions per germ. However, there are many countries in Europe where actually direct debits is totally unpopular. Let's take a look at Italy, other Mediterranean countries. People got very similar behaviors to paying bills as we got this approach in Poland, and the direct debit is very unpopular, and the number of, for example, direct debit transactions per citizen in different countries are like less than 1 or 2 yearly. So definitely we want to expand within the Mediterranean countries when it comes to global expansion, as well as look at the Eastern European side and then roll out our product there.
What's your biggest need at the moment? The
The
biggest need.
could you put this in other words, actually?
The biggest need. What do you need most at the moment?
The need.
Talent, money.
I'll probably start with that. So what we are now focusing on is finding product market fit. Build a product. We are not focusing on adding new features. We want to test the features we got now on the users, check their usability, and be close to the users. We don't want to scale. We want to be close to the users. We want to gather a group of a couple hundred users and focus on the usability and constant improvement of our platform. Then once we got this, then focus on the scalability.
How would you describe the biggest difference between BillTech and your competitors?
Okay, the biggest difference now is that at the moment you really need like 15 seconds or 30 seconds to start and automate all the stuff. So it's really fast. There are some other solutions that let you automate your bill payments. However, all of them they take
Time is up. Next one,
a lot
please.
of time to set up. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.